Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
5 years ago, the Power of We Symposium was created to provide a platform for kids from all sectors where they could have a safe and comfortable environment in which to share both their joys and concerns. The Power of We Symposium is proud to have served over 250 kids throughout Romania when we took our mission global back in May of 2023. Now, 2 teams of amazing volunteers from both the U.S. and Romania embarked on an 8-day Legacy of Hope tour, bringing encouragement and hope to not only the kids of Romania, but also the adults who support them, and also to over 100 kids here in the U.S. who contributed handwritten letters of hope to our Romania mission of 2023. Now, this year, we are proud to provide this opportunity yet again in October, and we are super excited to up our game. New venue, 750 kids this time, and we want to see you there. We're looking forward to meeting you in person at this year's event, which promises, as always, incredible speakers, amazing content, and of course, some of the greatest kids on the planet. So, mark your calendars for October 24th, and we'll see you here in Chicagoland for the Power of We Symposium 2024. This year's theme is Always Together, Never Alone. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or at powerofwesymposium.com.
Ringing the bell, ringing the bell, ring, 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 ringing the bell. Okay, I'm feeling some kind of way today, y'all. I sure am. I'm highly excited. I am so blessed and highly favored today, y'all. It's a great day in the neighborhood. Can I get an amen? There's one. I'll kick it off. I ain't scared. Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren, and it is Tuesday, the 27th. It's a leap year, so we got 2 more days in the month of February. Now, look at this. it was snowed here in Chicago on the weekend. It snowed. Snowed. Friday night, it was going like this. We were bowling, my husband Brian and I, and we were looking out the window. Oh Lord, should we leave now? But we stayed, and it had a lot of snow to clean off the car and all that. And then yesterday, it had the nerve to be 77 degrees. Right. And today, here it is again, 78 today. And it's I don't know. A lot of people don't believe in this global warming thing. Something going on. It's February in Chicago. It ain't supposed to be 77 degrees. So anyway, my nose is running. This and the other. I'm eating. Oh, here's my breakfast today. Look. Avocado toast. Delicious. So good. Look. I got a great guest for you today. Miss Ashton Smith is here. A Special Olympic gold medalist many times over. But there's a lot more to the story, and we're going to find out about it today. She's been with the Special Olympics as a decorated swimmer for years. So she's here. But today, before she gets in here, I want to celebrate something. Shout out to the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful podcaster, Andrew Namani. Namani, say what? Okay. Who invited me to New York City a few weeks back to be interviewed on his podcast, Permission to Shine. And it was a wonderful weekend. I had one of the best times ever. And thank you to Sanjeev Chopra for the introduction to Andrew Namani. Namani, say what? I can't help it. So anyway, I wanted to share before I get Miss Ashton in here just a little bit. It came out a couple hours ago, our time together in Chicago. How I find it? Where is it? Wait a minute. Share screen. Hold on, y'all. It's my second day back here on StreamYard. And so I'm still rusty. Okay, let me blow it up. Okay. Take a look. I'm going to just show y'all a couple minutes.
So it's called Permission to Shine, the podcast that we're on right now. And I have to give you zero permission because you have one of the most... What?
This isn't Jimmy Kimmel?
Shut up.
Oh, look at the time.
Oh, he's out. He's leaving. He's leaving. No, come back.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It will be someday. I have to give you zero permission because you have such a magnetic personality. Like going out with you last night, we're on the sidewalk and he's just making friends with everybody, the host. You have this way to just break through people's barriers. And I think you give other people permission to shine and to be themselves. And you've certainly given that to me. And I want to say thank you.
Oh.
And you were talking about how you need to do a better job of telling stories. And I just want to give you the space. If there's anything today that you want to dive into that you haven't before, or things you want to explore, just feel welcome and comfortable doing that. I just want to get it off my chest.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I just want to say, that's all I'm going to show. But in your comment section at the very top, you'll see a variety from all of my platforms, the actual YouTube link to this broadcast. Head over and take a look, won't you please? And subscribe and support this young man. He is something special. You'll be glad you did. And who knows? If you're in Los Angeles or New York, he does all of his interviewing in person. He would, and you have and you need permission to shine, he'll give it to you. Check him out, Andrew Namani. Namani, say what? One of the best times I've ever had in my life. And I mean that. God is good all the time. And what? All the time, God is. You doggone Skippy. There it is. Listen, I'm just going to bring her in here. She's patiently, well, I don't know if she's patient, but she's sitting backstage waiting. Ashton, you ready to come in here? I see you looking around. Huh? You ain't scared, are you? Okay, she said no. So look, listen, you guys, this is where we do our part to roll out the virtual red carpet, get to your virtual feet. How you going to do that? Easy. Put some hearts on the screen because here comes today's guest, Ashton Smith, a Special Olympic gold medalist several times over, y'all. Here she comes. All right, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Temperatures right now, Dallas-Fort Worth, 71 degrees, Dallas-Fort Worth, and it feels good. Winds switched out of the north. We have a cool front coming through here. Temperatures later today will drop into the 50s. So I'm not complaining at all because
She is a swimmer and a meteorologist. Thank you for that weather report.
Okay.
Now back to you. Now back to y'all in the studio. So let me just let you know, Ashton, that's the bell of purpose. You're going to hear me ringing from time to time when there's some truth out there for everybody to not miss today. So that's what that's all about. And I don't want y'all to think she got fired or quit. Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo, my sidekick, been here all 7 years. She's still here. There she is. But I'm also sipping on some herbal tea today because I'm trying.
No coffee. You don't have coffee around?
I do. That's what's in Lucy's cup. But
that's what's up. Okay.
Right now, because my chest, I need this herbal tea. I have a niece that's a
cold.
No, I just I was a preemie, so I've had. Look at my hands. Look, that's called digital. Lord Jesus, help me, Lord, help me. These fingers, that's digital clubbing. See them how weird they look? That's a respiratory thing. I've had it all my life. Yeah. So this tea, is a lung tea. And when I'm having, because look,
oh wow, okay,
I got my inhaler in my pocket. So see,
oh wow,
right. So that means it's a high. Like when I go to Los Angeles, San Francisco, any place where New York, a lot of pollution, I'll be like, So anyway, okay, Miss Ashton.
Right on. Praying for you though, because it gets better.
Listen, you have so many accolades. Excuse me, y'all. I don't want to read a bio. I'm going to dip out, give you a full minute. Speak from your heart. Say hello to everybody. Just let them know a little bit about you. Don't go taking over. Because I know you. I got it, y'all. Don't be so mean, Dr. I ain't being mean. Ashton is a prolific speaker. So if I ain't careful, she'll be sitting in this chair tomorrow and put me out of a job. I can't let that happen. I'm old. So I'm just saying, Ashton, you that good. Get your own show. I'm just playing.
I would hope to. I hope to. I hope so.
What are you looking at up there?
I hope to get my own show, brother.
You gonna have it. You really want
to show? And I say this, man, and I hope to be someday a paid speaker. I was talking to somebody earlier on LinkedIn. He said, man, you're too talented to be sitting here speaking for free in Texas. And he said, you need to anywhere. He said, you need to move somewhere where they actually are going to pay you. I said, yep. Once I get things together.
Why do you think they make airplanes? You ain't got to go nowhere. Look, first thing you need to do, can I kind of coach you? Because I love your work. That's why you're here today. Where the camera at? Point at your camera. Point at it. You see the camera? Okay, you got a Post-it note somewhere near you? What about a piece of paper or something?
Yeah, I have a piece of paper.
Okay, a piece of paper. Take a piece of paper, a little piece, get it wet and stick it somewhere near that camera. Because I want you to look at us, not up there at the ceiling. Look at us. Yeah.
No, I'm not looking at the ceiling. I'm just waiting on you, sir. I was just when y'all.
I know, but I want to look. You want your own show, don't you? Okay, I'm gonna get you there. I promise. Now today you're gonna start by looking at the camera because we want you to pour into.
I am, but sir, I'm visually impaired too. So let's be real. You know what I mean? I have vision problems. So it's not that I'm not listening to you. I have vision issues, dude. So I'm not looking at anything. I'm listening to you,
Ashton. That's what I wanted them to know. There was
I have a vision problem.
Okay, now listen up. Breathe. That is how I wanted to bring it in. I didn't want to bring it in like it's all that you are. I wanted to bring it in through how you just did it. Now, I'm dipping out as promised, and I want you to take 1 minute. I'm coming back in 1 minute. And then we're going to start this interview because we got a lot of ground to cover.
Let's go. I'm so excited.
Okay.
I'll introduce people to me.
Tell them how you got started in swimming and da-da-da-da, and I'll be right back. Go. It's all you. Go.
Right on. All right, folks. This is how I got started in swimming. I was an athlete at the YMCA since the 90s. That organization taught me how to swim and those kinds of things. And I also continue to do swimming to this day. I also participated in the Special Olympics also until the 90s up into today. I was raised in a small town in Ellis County, south of Dallas. and small town. The name of that town was Waxahachie, and didn't have much resources, but I learned how to swim, and I felt like that was important to me. And when you find importance in a sport, swimming also kept me from being a statistic. So learning the things that I needed to, that's important. And speaking, public speaking is also something that I do. I'm an author and 4-time gold medalist. I also have my own LLC. I'm very, very proud of that and being able to make that happen for myself. Being able to take all of the resources and things that I have to move to the next step of my life, becoming a paid speaker, radio host, those kinds of things. That is my goal. God bless everybody, and I'm glad to be here. Right on.
Yay! That's what
Like
I'm
that?
talking about. That's what I'm
Wow.
talking about. We getting ready to get you paid. Now,
You know what that reminds me of? The sizzle speeches where they go up there and I had to do all that stuff. They only gave you 30 seconds and then you had to do that. So that's where I got all that from.
well,
I got
you
good
did a great
coaches.
job. Nicely done. Nicely done. Now, look. Now, so everybody, until I brought it up and was saying, hey, why aren't you looking at the camera? You didn't know that Ashton had a vision problem. You did not know.
People always.
Now, wait a minute. The reason I feel that is important is because we're going to look at a piece of one of your
But
YouTube.
I'm looking at the camera now. You know, like people have to understand. I've been on TV and stuff. I know how to look at a camera. You know.
See that what I was talking about? I know that. You know that. But we're getting them there. We're getting them there. Okay. Now listen to me. What we're going to do is take a look at a clip that I found where you kind of help raise the bar and get people to that point of understanding in your story. So let's take a look, because I want people to see how you look when you're speaking, how you sound, because there's no reason you shouldn't be getting paid all over the country, all over the world with this story, right?
Yeah, I shouldn't be sitting here working at a grocery store or temp agencies every day, right?
Well, unless it's where you're supposed to start. You see what I'm saying? But we dream, we manifest, we take great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Absolutely
for
right.
25 years, man, you start somewhere. It's not to say to your audience that I'm too good to work at a Walmart. I've been working low-wage jobs for decades, and I'm ready to do something different. I'm almost 40 years old.
I was going to ask you how old you are. You don't look it.
Yeah, I'm almost 40, man, and you can't be my age and sit here and not get paid. I'm going to be, what, a 78-year-old speaker? No, man. I want to get paid today now while I'm physically able and have my health and can travel. I don't want to wait until I'm 70, 80 years old and I got health problems and can't go nowhere. Nope. I want to do it now and get paid now.
You're going to have health problems. You're an athlete. Okay.
Well, you know what I'm saying? When you're older,
I know, girl. Okay. Breathe, girl, breathe. Look, we're going to take a look at Tag Talks Live, a little piece. Can't watch the whole thing, but I'm going to give y'all enough to wet your whistle. Bear with me while I share the screen. Hold on. Tag Talks. There it is. Want to make sure y'all can hear it. And take a listen.
And the word yes was always a part of my grandmother's vocabulary. And that started with me getting into a camp, a swim camp, because I was always told that people like me didn't swim. I said, well, maybe we can change all of those things. And I learned how to swim, and I didn't listen to people. I also had people tell me, because I have a disability, that I shouldn't have a job. I shouldn't work. I should be like all of the other people who are disabled. But I leaped into the camp, and for me, I felt the water. I felt the crowd, the people there, you know, because for me, I'm visually impaired. So really life is about feeling and touching. My grandmother told me that you can do all that you want to do when applied and given the tools to do so. My grandmother always gave me the tools and told me that I can be anything. When I touched that water in the camp, I saw the kids, and knowing that they loved me and I loved them back. Being encouraged by the sport of swimming and what it offers, the ability for me to literally not drown, as our state still leads the nation at one point in drowning. That was very, very serious, especially in communities of minorities. A lot of those people had to overcome that too. And I wanted to be a catalyst to say that no matter how cold the water is of life, no matter how hard it is in this life, that a greater power gives you the aptitude and fortitude to be all that you can.
Yeah, should be getting paid. Can't hear you.
Thank you. I always
Sorry.
mute when I go to share that and then forget. I'm getting old. Look,
No, you good.
beautiful, 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 beautiful job there. Now, let's talk about this. How old were you when you ran your first race within the Special Olympics program? How old were you?
When I was in that program, that goes back to the 90s. So I was probably 96 or 97, something like that, long time ago. So that was in the 90s when I ran my first race. And in fact, it was called back in the day, it used to be called Field Day. I don't know if y'all remember Field Day where they would kick the jugs or run and catch a ball. That we had that back in the day. And that was the first thing I did when I was an athlete in the Special Olympics, because at that time they didn't have swimming. That was still being taught by the YMCA. And so if I wanted to do swimming, I had to go to the Y. If I wanted to play Field Day, I went to the Special Olympics. So yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
So when did you win your first gold medal? And what race was it? What stroke?
When I was younger, I won my first gold medal in running when I was younger. And then that was fun. Right. So that's when I was a kid, I did running because they were getting ready to do swimming. And then when I got older and completed swim lessons at the YMCA, I continued to compete at the school district because I couldn't participate in high school swimming and Special Olympics. It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. I wasn't allowed to participate in a UIL. I was swimming against regular people. Like there was no competition at all. And once I graduated school, then that stuff started to take off as far as swimming as an adult. I competed in the Special Olympics for a long time. My first gold medal in swimming, that took place also when I was a kid. That actually took place when I was at the YMCA. I was actually at their state competition at the YMCA, and that's where I got my first gold medal as far as in swimming, not the Special Olympics.
So you have how many gold medals in how many different aptitudes?
This gives you some of them, man. I played 5 different sports. I did bocce, basketball, football, swimming, bless you, wrestling, powerlifting. So I did basketball, swimming, track and field, bocce, and powerlifting. I did 5 different sports. I did powerlifting as well.
Wow.
That stuff's hard on your body.
Yeah, it is. Now, I saw ESPN, and I mean, you went really far. Now, are you still inside the Special Olympics program or no?
And these are some of the medals I won. This gives you an idea. I have bags and bags of these, just underneath my bed. I have bags of these, and I make no money. I actually sold these during the pandemic. I sell these so I can pay my bills. Let's be real. Like, I have to eat. Medals don't pay bills. Trophies set on shelves. One of my trophies is actually used as a doorstop. This is medals that I won, and I sit here with nothing from the accomplishments for the decades that I put my life forth, and I got nothing for the medals I won for decades.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so that we don't make people think that we're in here bitching.
No.
I mean, let me get it out. Let me get it out. I know this, and you don't. But again, it's my job.
Your audience don't.
Exactly. So what we want to do is talk about what the program says it's about, some of the things that you're told on the front end. Are there people who do get paid and others who don't? And what is it? Because it's kind of a whistleblowing thing, but it is also bringing awareness to something that needs to change, in your opinion, right or wrong?
Yep. Right. 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
So were you made promises as far as endorsements, or did you see other athletes getting compensation from time to time that maybe you weren't? What makes you feel you weren't treated fairly, Ashton?
In other states, some states did compensate their athletes. Some people in the Special Olympics have been in films and all kinds of stuff, not me.
Mhm.
And I'm always looked over because of the color of my skin, and because I'm a female, because I'm disabled. These are things that the Special Olympics, they don't
Wait,
understand.
everybody in the Special Olympics is disabled.
I know, but the thing is my disability doesn't look like, I'm not a Down syndrome looking person, so I don't get help in society, right? I
Ah,
don't look
now, and
disabled.
there's my
Nobody's,
point. That was my point at the beginning.
yeah,
If
let's be
I hadn't
real.
pointed it out, most people would have missed the fact that they're looking directly at your disability, but you don't make it, you don't carry it on your sleeve as a disability. So that's
I
what
don't want to because I want to get
I
a
get
job.
it. That's
I
my
don't want to.
point. That's
I
my
want to get
point.
paid.
That's my point. So listen. So Ashton, okay, when did you start thinking like, okay, maybe I need to do something to help raise awareness to change this situation, not just for myself, but for future athletes within this program of all colors, of all races, and of all genders? So is that something you considered? And now that you've made the decision, tell us a little bit about what you've been encountering. Are you getting pushback? How is your relationship with the Special Olympics Committee now?
I got banned from the program and told to never come back. I was told by the CEO the N word. I was told, nigger, don't come back. And I haven't been back to the Special Olympics. You can Google Special Olympics Texas Confederate flag. These are all things you can Google. I have not had a good relationship with their program at all. And the reason that I said this and what made me think about this is college students. All these kids going to college getting NIL deals. I want NIL money too. I'm tired of sitting here working 8-hour days for little to nothing. God didn't put me on this earth to speak for free, work for free. And Texas, by the way, is a right to work state. I have to fight 10 times as harder to
Okay.
have a job. So that's another thing I deal with. A
Okay,
right to
so
work state.
all right, Ashton. So that it continues down the road of change and not just, I'm mad. We don't want people to get, off track here. So let's stay there.
Right.
What is it that you feel needs to change to make it better? Because the thing about it is, some people now, some people I know, but look, some people are going to say it's not someone's job to go looking for you and saying, here, let me give you work. There are people who, can help you. I'm saying what people are thinking, so then you can respond to it. So why can't you get yourself a manager or an agent is what someone wants.
Not allowed to have one. So I'm going to answer that question.
Wait a minute. That y'all wait. You're no longer with them. So not allowed by whom?
I'm trying to explain something. When I was in that program, I was not allowed to have an agent or lawyer. You're not even allowed to talk to
that was then.
So
I'm not talking about then, Ashton. I'm talking about now.
So now that I'm out of that program, that's what I'm trying to get to, brother. So now that I'm out of that program, I have the right under state and federal law to pursue jobs that are legal and applicable. The federal government told me that because I went to the federal government in my state, even asking them, can I have an LLC? You're not even allowed to have an LLC in the Special Olympics. Let's be real. And so your hopes of having money or being rich, that has to be outside. So I got all of those things together during the pandemic, got my LLC, got the things that I needed to so that I can now be contracted out as a speaker. So now you're right. It's time to get paid and it's time to make money because I have none of those restrictions. All I need is somebody saying, okay, and I have a manager right now that I'm working with, but we want to work with more people that have a broader perspective that can also get me on stage and get me paid as well. That's the goal at my age. Okay. Because I lost both my parents too. I lost my mother and my dad has never been in my life. So I'm literally out here in Texas on my own because most people in my life know nothing about speaking. They know nothing about trying to help me and cannot help me. They have no resources here in Texas for speakers.
Okay. So how much of what you're feeling on a day-to-day basis is fueled through, let's say, anger? Are you angry?
Um,
Are you angry? Do you feel betrayed? What do you feel? What's the emotional aspect of all this, Ashton?
I feel I actually deal with depression because of the Special Olympics. I have filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy because of their program ruined my life financially. I am actually going to be reporting their program to the Charitable Trust IRS about exploiting people because I am angry. I walked with anger for 25 years because I felt like all of this stuff I did was for no reason. I shouldn't be on the side of the road in Texas selling my medals during a pandemic because I lost my mother. My mother would help me financially. Well, when that's gone, then you're left to either sell your medals, get temporary work, which I did that, end up homeless, which I have. Special Olympics has never helped or benefited my life in any way. So all of this stuff, a lot of it is being sold as we
Okay.
speak because I have to eat.
But did they ever
Yep.
promise to do those things that you're saying they didn't? Was that ever a part
Special
of a
Olympics actually
contract?
promised to set up a chair. They actually promised to set up like some kind of trust for me to be able to, and they never did any of that. Special Olympics made all kinds of promises to me that being in their program would help benefit my life and, you know, get me on the right track. It never did. I never benefited. Sleeping outside as a female and being homeless, there's no benefit for that. Having your credit in your life ruined. Yeah, I walk with anger. My credit was ruined for the rest of my life. Yeah, I'm mad because your credit is what you have to have as an adult. I'm not a child. My parents don't take care of me. And to this day, I move heavy objects. I move furniture. I do
So
whatever I have to do to live.
I get it.
Legally.
As so many others, do.
Yep.
But and I get it. But let me ask you this.
Yes. Right on.
How do you plan to use your story, your experience to really move the needle of change? Let's talk about that. We get it. You want to get some speaking opportunities and this and the other. But then the question is, what are you going to speak about when you get them? What is your main thing? What do you want to do? Do you want to talk about the need for change? Do you want to talk about your origin story? Some of the above, some of all of it? What is your
Kind of some
platform?
of all of it, but maybe just the need for financial change, like the Supreme Court brought sweeping changes. State law says I have the right to make money off my image, and Special Olympics tells people that laws do not apply to them, and they say that through their actions and even through their words. They say, well, we're a charity, so that doesn't apply to me. Y'all aren't figuring to use me to make money. So what I'm doing is I have a book, Swimming Upstream to Realize the Dream. I have shoes that I've been trying to promote. I'm trying to get that stuff out there, but it needs to be to a broader audience. And number one, get it to people who actually want to buy it, right? A lot of people in my life complain saying they don't want to pay money for a book. Everybody just wants stuff for free in my life, and I'm not giving away my shoes and my book for free. That doesn't pay bills. So I want my stuff to a broader audience so that it can be monetized, so that my image can be monetized. There's ways to even use social media to be monetized. And I've never been paid on social media. I have millions of views on Google, right? You've seen it. I don't get paid. I'm like, what am I doing work for on social media? 18 hours a day. I was on a computer during the pandemic, promoting myself and trying to promote my book. And when you're trying to promote a book and you don't sell as many as you thought, and you worked 18-hour days, I can't do that anymore. I have to get out here in the real world and provide. I can't sit behind a computer hoping that you know what I mean?
So let me ask you this, because it would seem to me, if I were in your shoes, just saying, I would be looking for other athletes in the same boat so that people don't think it's all just me bitching and moaning, Marsha. So have you met any, here's the question, have you met any other Special Olympic athletes who feel the same way as you about their experience inside?
I have, but Special Olympics has banned me from talking to any of these athletes, and a lot of them, their parents take care of them, so they don't talk to me. They have to get permission from their parents to talk to me, and they don't talk to me because a lot of them are mentally challenged to where the only thing they think is, I want a medal and a t-shirt. They don't have the concept of money. So why talk to them? Because their parents take care of them. A lot of them tell me I'm okay because my daddy takes care of me. So they don't have a concept. So I can't talk to people like that who have no concept of what even $1 million is. If you ask an athlete from the Special Olympics, not everybody, right? Some. If you say, hey, write what $250,000 looks like on a chalkboard, they couldn't tell you. If you tell them to talk about what a contract is, they have no idea. You know what I mean? They have no idea what a conservatorship is. They have no idea what an NDA is. And these people are taking advantage of. I'm fortunate because God gave me a brain. I'm not, mentally incompetent. Oh no. I told them, I said, I know the law. And once you know the laws, then you sleep better at night. And I sleep better at night because I'm going to get what is owed to me in the way of a courtroom. Okay. God didn't put me here to just do any old thing with my life. God put me here to be a speaker, and I'm articulate, and I've been doing it for 25 years. That's a long time to speak.
Okay. So when let's manifest hypothetically into the future. Let's say as recent as close as a year from now. Let's say a year from now, you're on stages all over. You're moving, 3 or 4 a month, which is a good living.
Right.
I mean, it's a good start, at least, right?
Yes, it's better than what I'm doing.
Okay, so I go to your website, hypothetically speaking, and I see that you're here, there, then going there, and then here. What would the topic be that you see yourself speaking to that would fill an audience? What would the topic be? Because I'm telling you right now, I could hear a part of the Special Olympics shit story inside, but I don't know if I can sit there for a whole hour listening to you complain about them. I want to know what grew you into the person you would pour into me. So what do you feel is your message, Ashton Smith, through all of this? What's it been about that you can use to ease some form of suffering somewhere in this world? Go.
Like I said, just my message is about change. It's not about complaining about a program.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We haven't heard it yet.
Really, just honestly, I just want people to understand someday I want to start a swim camp and those kinds of things, right? I have hope of doing that.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
What's your vision? What's it called? What's it going to do? Who are the kids that you want to serve? Let's talk about it.
Right on. I talked to a gentleman last night who deals with grant preparedness, and with me being disabled and an African-American female, there's all kinds of grant money out there for me. He said you should not have to go in debt, right, to start a business. And I'm not going to go in debt to start a business. Sorry, I'm fixing to borrow someone else's money called the federal government or something like that. And that's what I'm going to do. The name of that would probably be called Golden Ashton or something like that. Being able to serve underserved communities, that kind of stuff, people who don't get a chance. Making sure that I serve schools and even some colleges, right? That there are adults who don't know how to swim. So I would create those programs and that kind of thing, and make sure I would have the funding. So yes, underserved communities.
Now we're getting somewhere. Now, also, I wanted to hear more about what you were saying about those statistics in the great state of Texas, as far as drownings and people who don't know how to swim. Take us through that again. I was shocked. What are those numbers again, and what do you plan to do to help that situation?
Yeah, our state, at that time, we led the nation in drowning. I actually work with the Pool and Spa Association. They actually sponsored me at an event, and the Pool and Spa Association, they want to deal with things like that as well, to stop drownings and that kind of stuff. Preventative drownings, even like telling people, having this kind of gating around your pool, making sure you have light clothes on when you swim and not heavy clothes. All of these things that people don't think about, removing tripping hazards from pools, electrical cords, stuff that, shouldn't be. So they just give you basic sound ideas, because there's all kinds of things that people drown from. So it's not just goofing around in the water. I tell people, when you eat, make sure your food is digested, stuff like that, right? Don't jump in the water and all that. So these are all basic things too that can prevent people from drowning. And if you have a child, keep an eye on your kid. A lot of people don't do that. They don't keep an eye on their kids, and then drowning is silent at best. And so I just tell people all the time, right on. You know what I mean? So what I want people to understand, these things are important, and that's what I try to do. And that's my goal, is to try to help people understand about drowning. That's my goal, and get paid for it.
Now, let me ask you this. Let's talk about access. You know, there was once a time when you didn't see an African-American playing golf, and then there was Tiger Woods. There was a time you didn't see an African-American figure skating, and then we did. Gymnastics, and then we did. And swimming is in that category too, not seemingly moving as quickly as some of the other sports. What do you have to say about that? How did you learn to swim? Who paid for all those lessons? Because that's one thing that precludes a lot of African-American kids from being introduced into competitive swimming, just because it's expensive from what I hear. Yes or no?
Yeah, it's very expensive. You know, we'll start out with even swim lessons. My grandmother paid for a lot of my swim lessons. My grandmother gave me money to participate in the Special Olympics. So you have to pay to play in that. So my grandmother gave them money.
Oh, you do?
Yep, from something called a fundraising kit. Go look that up. We are made generally like slaves to raise money and not tell the government or anybody while they get sponsors. See, the public doesn't know this. They get private sponsorships, and they get state and federal sponsorships. And then the third pot is us being slaves raising money. And then that money is siphoned and put into their bank accounts. We're not allowed to have individual GoFundMes. When I had a GoFundMe for the Special Olympics, they made me take it down. Why? Because they wanted that money to go directly into their accounts and not mine. I said, nope, I'm done. This is slavery, because that's exactly what it was. I never benefited from that.
That sure sounds a little shady. I got to admit, that sounds a little shady. Well, good for you.
It's very shady. The government doesn't know. The government's like, well, come talk to us. So, yes, I'm doing that.
Wow.
I will be.
What? So
it's shady.
You can't be the only one.
I'm one of the only people that are articulate, because most people can't sit on podcasts like this because they're not, you know, they have to be on the air with their parents. I get it.
Yeah. Well, what about the people that represent them? Their supporters, their parents, or their guardian ad litems, or whomever. Are you telling me that people are just letting it happen and not caring?
Yes.
Are they getting away with it?
They let it happen, just like when that boy got something happened to him. Google Special Olympics Texas Confederate flag. I've had nooses waved in my face. They allow all kinds of stuff to happen to people, including crimes and rape, right? When you look, I'm serious. When you Google that little boy had something happen to him. And so Special Olympics tells you to keep it in-house. See, I got in trouble when I went to the Fort Worth police about being abused by somebody. I got kicked out their program and told you're never allowed to communicate with the police or anybody who doesn't work for us. So even if the police don't work for them, you're not allowed to talk to law enforcement, which I find is illegal. We're in America. You cannot tell me that I'm not allowed to interact with lawyers, attorneys, the government. These are things Special Olympics told me to my face on a non-recorded phone call that next Friday. I got kicked out of Special Olympics September 18th, 2019 at 9 o'clock at night after business hours. That's how shady it is. And they told me that I didn't have the right to arbitration. Everybody knows what arbitration is. I have the right under state and federal law to pursue arbitration, and Special Olympics told me I did not. That's also illegal, and that's also a lie. The law also tells me that I have the right to pursue and get all contracts, agreements that are applicable to me. Special Olympics kept the agreements and didn't give them back to me. That's also illegal. Exploitation and coercion, look those words up. That is illegal. And those are the things that they allow to happen. Your third law is called misrepresentation of use of image. I came here prepared. That is the law. You cannot use my image, right, to make money and siphon money from the public and tell the public that you're helping me. That is the law. Cannot do that. And they do that. They tell people that they're giving money to me. The Dallas Morning News and Dallas Observer caught them because I wrote about that in those papers. And I said,
they caught them?
Yeah, it's in the Dallas Morning News and Dallas Observer where I spoke out about it. They researched them. They said we'll get back with you, and they researched. No, do athletes get paid? No, and it came up on the internet. Special Olympics cannot run from the internet. Special Olympics believes that they own the internet. You don't, because they try to come to my home and tell me they're going to take my computer from me, take my stuff from me if I didn't stop talking negatively about their program. They act like a cult. They operate like a cult because if you speak out, they threaten your life or have an athlete threaten you. And that's what happened to me.
Really?
And I was told to shut up. Yep. I was
Ashton,
told to be quiet.
have you tried to find like a journalist or someone at a newspaper or news source that would take on this? You know what I'm saying?
I did. The Dallas Morning News and Dallas Observer did. Living Blue in Texas did. You can look up these articles right now. They did. But the biggest thing, go ahead.
No, okay. And then what happens? Once they say, we feel you, Ashton, this is wrong. You're absolutely right. We're going to help you. And then what happens?
A lot of these papers just write a story about you in Texas because I went to the State Charitable Trust of Texas and never got help, right? I was told to go to my state charitable trust. I never got help from that entity of Texas. So I'm going to the federal government because I don't benefit and have never benefited. I mean, you can look at this image, right? This is the flyer. I don't know if y'all can see this holding in my hand. This is the flyer that was passed out at the Breakfast of Champions, which they raise money. This is my face with their logo, right? And I don't benefit from that. See that? This is their logo with my face on it. And they raised hundreds of millions of dollars at that luncheon. And I never benefited from that. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't benefit from any of this stuff that has been used to promote my image to, and then this is the, summer games logos and things, the Special Olympics summer games, right? I don't benefit from being an athlete in this program. The government needs to investigate and put a stop to this because the fact that they get to break laws and tell people because you're 3/5 of a person, I'm not even considered a whole person here in Texas in their program. Now, the state of Texas, great. The program within Special Olympics is not, because I don't want to be called 3/5 of a person and then be told because of the color of my skin that I don't have the right to get paid or have a job. That's unacceptable. For 30 years, I've been told that I don't have the right to get paid, and that's unacceptable. How are you supposed to make money if you're not allowed to make a living? It is illegal to keep me and tell me I'm not allowed to make a living of any kind.
Just like you're shackled.
I am shackled. Break every chain, break every chain. That's the song that comes in my head every time I'm around people in the Special Olympics, because I am going to break the chains of iniquity, poverty, because I should not have to give up everything I have. Shout out to Trinity Metro because they put a bus stop in my name, right? There are people, right, who recognize the talents and what I do. I go to board meetings and things like that. I go to commissioners' courts, right, and tell these courts what's happening to me. And people are now speaking up because I have the right to go to a court. I have the right to file a report and talk to the police. But if you didn't know any better, you would believe what Special Olympics says. You would believe what they utter out of their mouth. I said, of course, you're not going to write this stuff down on paper, right? You tell people these things. They're not allowed to be married. You're not allowed to own land or real estate. You're not allowed to love anybody because you're supposed to be mentally incompetent. You're not allowed to be in a relationship, and you're not allowed to be gay. This is the South. Gay people are not allowed in their program. They told me to leave their program because of the way I dress and look. And an athlete told their program I was gay. And I believe that I got kicked out because I'm not gay though. I have a whole man sitting in my house. I'm a whole female. And this woman ran to the Special Olympics offices and told them that I was gay. And that's another reason I think I'm gone, because the CEO said he hates gay people, and he does. Look at what happened with that Confederate flag. What do you think? What else is allowed to go on? If the Confederate flag is allowed to be waved in my face, they also do not like people who kneel. When Colin Kaepernick had all that going on, they told me I'm not allowed to participate in Black Lives Matter protests. Nope, you violated my rights by telling me I'm not allowed to participate in in the given rights that every man and woman in America has the right to participate in protest, and I'm told I'm not allowed to. Amen.
Amen. Amen. You know, I'm hoping, to be honest, you know what I think you need? I think you need a screenwriter, somebody who can turn this into a movie.
It would be nice if I had that kind of budget. I'd love to have a movie.
You don't gotta have the budget. You got the story. You just need to get it in front of somebody who knows how to make it happen. If anybody watching this has any ideas or connections,
right,
reach out to Ashton. I'm gonna pop something on the screen here real quick.
Let's go.
So Ashton, what I feel you. Okay. There is Ashton's LinkedIn. And then we're also going to provide you guys with her website. I'm going to give you a chance to get the LinkedIn one off there. And we'll drop all these, of course, in the comment section at the conclusion of today's broadcast, you guys. So where do you get your fuel to keep this fight going? Where do you go for that? Because it can't be easy.
Where do I go? That's a good question. You know, I hadn't thought about that. You know, a higher power really, and the law, right? Because I don't operate on my feelings. Feelings get you nowhere, right? My boyfriend said, you know, operating like a man can get you far places. And what that means is you set aside all that femininity emotions and you get her done. Pow. That's why the military is efficient at what they do. And that's why there are mainly men in there, because the military, it shapes you and trains you how to think. I went to a psychologist, right? Because I wanted to understand how to reshape and rethink. And this psychologist taught me that. And he said, you think about the law. And the law has helped me so much to sleep at night, because I know that this is my right. And that's why I fight, because as long as I know that I have the right under federal law, that I have the right under state law, I'm going to continue to fight and expose the Special Olympics for exploiting people. Everybody in America has the right to get paid. I don't care if you're a Mexican picking grapes in the field. You have the right to a state wage of whatever the state wage is, $8 an hour, whatever. People can't sit out here and pay you zero. I'm going to say that one more time. You have the right to a state wage. Nobody has the right to sit here and pay you zero. And all of my life, I've got zero, not a hero. Okay. So in my life, what I need is a hero. And my hero is the Lord Jesus Christ. Whatever people believe, that is their choice. Right on?
I feel you, Ashton. Tell us about the book before we run out of time. And because I know we can support you there. Talk about the book.
Here's the book. The book is called Swimming Upstream to Realize the Dream. Swimming Upstream to Realize the Dream. This book can be found Walmart and Amazon. There are lessons on the back that I go by every day that I learn. Folks can read those lessons. This book is also available at Amazon for $2.99, the digital copy of this book for those who have a Kindle or even a cell phone. I want people to know that supporting me, it is very, very important, and I'm grateful. This was the image that's hanging up on my wall. This is the Pool and Spa Association. Shout out to them for telling me that I can do anything that I put my mind to, and I continue to strive and do so. And this is the smaller image that I was showing you right here. So yeah, these are all flyers that I show the public, especially this one, about who I am. And this is what I would send to like TV stations and things like that, so that they would know who I am. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm glad that I was able to tell my story, and I'm looking into the camera, right? Because I know people make comments.
Let me now tell you something. You have yeah, you have a physical disability. You have a physical disability, but it is also your capability. And I'm just going to let you know, I see you. I really do. And I'm going to tell you, I already know when you're fighting a battle like this, it's hard. And it's real hard. And that's why I was trying to get you to loosen up a little at the beginning, because I know, and I'm going to tell you, for decades, I led with my anger. I did. I led with it. And it's hard not to sometimes, because we want to see change. We want to be heard. We want to be seen, acknowledged, and our journey has purpose. It has purpose. It has meaning. And I feel you so. And I know this too. I know that what you're doing is to help so that others coming after you do not have to go through nearly a smidgen of what you have gone through for decades. And I support you, and I honor you, and I celebrate you. I really
And
do.
my shirt matches your letters, man. I said, I'm gonna see if I can find a shirt, and it actually matches your letters here. So that's
It
what I was
looks
trying to shoot
great.
for as well.
It looks great. Thank you. So you guys, along the bottom is golden/ashton.us. That is the website. I'm going to drop that again, like I said, inside the comment section here in a moment, and also LinkedIn. Now, if you go to the website, you're going to find out she's on TikTok. She's everywhere. Instagram. Get over and check out all things Ashton. Get the book. Go in and look at some of her interviews, ESPN, on and on and on and on and on. And I think you're going to love what you found. I know I did. Ashton, thank you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And listen, you make sure you let me know if there's anything we can do at any point to help what you're doing. You've got a friend.
Well, I'd like to go to some of those symposiums you have. I was listening to that video, and someone was like, well, I wonder if that could be you. I said, if I had the money to get to Chicago or wherever that was, absolutely would love to go.
Well, maybe.
Absolutely.
Where are you? In Texas?
I'm in Texas.
We might be able to make something happen. We might be able to make something happen.
That would be cool because
give me a couple weeks and then reach back into me. You got my calendar, and let me see.
I do have a calendar.
Okay.
I do have your calendar. I'm excited, brother, and I like this show, man. I'm glad that I was here, and I hope that people took away from this not complaining, but just showing that I want to get paid just like NCAA athletes. That's my goal in doing this, is to know that I am worth something. Yes. And that's what I want the public to know, because a lot of times I feel like I'm ignored because I'm in the Special Olympics. People don't take my hard work as seriously as they would a real Olympian.
I get
and that's not fair.
And that's not fair at all. I feel you, and I'm with you all the way, 1,000%. Listen, thank you so much again. And listen, sorry you guys were out of time, but we'll have another time tomorrow, God willing. And I promise, if God allows and wakes me up, I'm going to meet you right over there on the front porch, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, so we can have another illuminated conversation tomorrow. Let me see, who is it? I'm trying to Terry Bean is here. Bean is his model. And listen, get out of here, you guys. I tell you every day when we leave each other that I love you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. So there. Ashton, great job. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. Talk soon. Goodbye, you guys. Find your highest self today and ease some suffering somewhere in the world. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.